With Black Ops 7 Season 1 officially being out for an entire week, and I've had the opportunity to level up and even prestige the brand new weapons, today I'm going to be giving you the new top 5 best loadouts to be using right now in Black Ops 7 to drop nukes, high kill games, and even rank up quicker. Before we get any further, do yourselves a favor and click that thumbs up button for some good luck in your next game of BO7, and make sure you guys subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on my future videos and live streams. They all take place right here every single day. With all that being said, man, let's get into the first loadout. We're starting off with the newest assault rifle, the MADDOX. This has actually been GA'd and banned from the competitive league already because of how good it is. And as you can see, I'm about to prestige it for the second time already, and this is what I found to be the best setup for it. So starting off, throwing an optic. The iron sights were never really clean on this thing in my opinion. And in my opinion, I think the ELO is the best optic in this entire game. For the barrel, I think last time I included this in my top 5, I didn't even have it unlocked, and that was the hybrid barrel. As you can see on the top right-hand corner, I even permanently unlocked it because of how good it is. It gives you damage range and bullet velocity, which makes this thing disgusting in those longer range engagements. For the magazine, you got two options. You could do the 40 round fast mag, which is pretty giving. I mean, usually on your assault rifles, you have the 40 round anyways, but this does have a little bit of a higher fire rate. So I prefer the 50 round extended mag, and there's no cons to it. There's no slower reload speed, nothing like that. So that's why I decided to go with the 50. But again, another option is the 40 if you just want to reload a little bit quicker. But for me, I got that 50 on. Next, I decided to throw on the Halix Mix grip. You get slide to fire, dive to fire, and aim down sight speed. So no matter what you're doing, after you're done doing it, your weapon's just going to be up and ready quicker after those slides and dives. Aim down sight's always very important, especially with the quick and snappiness of the MADDOX. You definitely want to take advantage of that. And to round things off, I actually ended up going with a recoil springs because I didn't throw a muzzle on and I didn't want to throw on an underbarrel. I decided to get both of them in one by throwing on this, where I get both horizontal and vertical recoil control, making this thing an absolute laser beam. And these are the 5 attachments I decided to go with for my MADDOX. And again, after almost reaching prestige 2 with it, I mean, this has just been my absolute go-to build, and you guys will see it doesn't move whatsoever. It's absolutely disgusting. The range is unreal on it. I'm gonna be honest, I might go as far to say that this is better than the Black Ops 4 one. I mean, with the no recoil on it and with how broken aim assist is, you can kind of see why it's just as good as it is. So I had to include it in here, not only because it's a brand new weapon, because it's one of the best ones in the game right now. We then have the KOGOT 7, which is the newest SMG, and it's kind of funny that this is almost the same level in prestige as my MADDOX. Got a lot of reps with it, and I absolutely love this thing. Now, starting off, I like to throw in an optic. The iron sights aren't even all that bad, but I am running gunfighter. I had an extra attachment. Instead of a laser, I decided to do an optic, and I have the ELO on against my favorite optic in the game. For the muzzle, this is actually the first time I'm using this, the muzzle brake. So we get vertical recoil control, which is what we normally get out of the compensator, but we also get first shot recoil. So the first shot will be significantly more accurate than the rest, and then the kick reset. So this does kind of kick up quite a bit. It'll bring it back down even faster, which I think is really, really important for this SMG in particular. For the barrel, I like to throw in the long barrel. Just grants me a huge increase to my overall damage range, which I think is very, very important. We then have an underbarrel. I just did the recoil control foregrip, where I get a boatload of horizontal recoil control. And while we're on the topic, this thing has a lot of kick. It has a very high fire rate, so you're going to need all 3 of these attachments in my opinion. I threw on the recoil spring, and at this point, this thing genuinely doesn't move whatsoever. It's very easy to control the very high fire rate, and since it has that high fire rate, you're going to want to do a bigger magazine, because if you don't, you're just going to burn through ammo super quick. It's up to you if you want to do the 50 or not. I don't recommend it because, again, you could see all these cons that are here. You lose aim down sight, sprint to fire, reload quickness. I don't want to deal with that. I'd rather just have a bigger magazine with no cons whatsoever. For the rear grip, I have on the mobile quick draw grip, which is pretty much the exact same thing we had on the MADDOX. Dive to fire, slide to fire, aim down sight speed. This is even more important on an SMG. I'm always sliding all over the place, especially with the sub. I'm being a lot more aggressive, so my weapon's just going to be ready to go even quicker. And then to round things off, I have on the ADS movement stock, where I get a bigger increase in my aim walking movement speed. I could just strafe quicker, making it way more challenging for enemies to land shots on me. And I'm gonna be honest, you could probably find a pretty decent 5 attachment build, but I don't run gunfighter often on SMGs, but when I do, man, I just honestly never regret it. So here's the build in the firing range, and you're gonna see, I mean, the thing genuinely doesn't move. I also forgot to note, I even got singularity on both the weapons, which you probably already could see, but look at the range on that. Look at that. Look at that. Are you serious? So much fun to run. I'm telling you. The iron sights aren't bad, but having this elo definitely helps out a lot, in my personal opinion. Yeah, if you haven't ran the KOGOT 7 or even ran the gunfighter build like this, you're missing out. Now, this is the current Black Ops 7 multiplayer meta, the X9 Maverick. I don't know when this is going to get nerfed or if it ever will be nerfed. It is absolutely disgusting. I gave you the same build for the last like 3 to 4 videos. I've actually changed it recently, and I have a gunfighter build, which makes it significantly better. Now, as you can see, we're actually missing an attachment. There's no magazine attachment because it's paired in with the barrel. So when you run gunfighter on this, you can actually equip every single attachment. So starting off, elo, don't really need to get too crazy in depth about it. The iron sights aren't horrible, but you know, having an optic like this just makes you see a little bit better out of it. For the muzzle, I actually decided to swap it out for the muzzle brake once again. So you get first shot recoil control, which is super important because it's a burst rifle. So that first burst is just so important to be landing your shots. Being accurate overall is very important on a weapon this powerful. We also get vertical recoil control, which is great, something we normally got at the compensator, and then that kick reset, so it brings it back to the center of the screen a little bit faster. For the barrel, this didn't change. I am still running the long barrel, so I do get a bigger magazine on top of the increase in damage range. So again, there's no magazine option for this thing. It's tied in with the barrel, like I said earlier. So now I have better damage range, which makes this kill faster, and my magazine size went from a 30 to a 45, which is absolutely great. It's the best option for the barrels, in my opinion. Next, I went ahead and I decided to go ahead and do the EAM Steady 90 grip. So this adds a little bit more mobility to the X9 Maverick. I feel like it's a little bit slower than your other assault rifles, so throwing something like this on where you get a little bit of sprinting movement speed and overall movement speed while still getting some horizontal recoil control, you get everything you need, you know, accuracy and a little bit mobility, so it feels a little bit quicker in your hands. For the rear grip, I recommend doing the quick draw grip. It's so important to be ADS and ready at all times, and what's better than having a quick draw grip that allows you to increase that overall aim down sight speed. For the stock, I have on the ADS movement stock for the increase in aim walking movement speed. I don't know what it is, but strafing with a burst rifle, there's nothing like it. It just feels so good when you're doing that. And to round things off, I went with recoil springs here because I think it is incredibly important to be landing your shots. Again, with something this powerful, if you're not landing your shots, you're definitely doing something wrong. And then again, we have one more attachment here, and I recommend doing the 3MW motion strike laser. And this gives you yet another massive increase into your damage range. So this is a guaranteed 1 to 2 burst kill at any range in multiplayer, which is incredible. And on top of that, they're even giving you recoil stabilization to make the weapon even more accurate. I'm gonna be honest, you ever struggling in a multiplayer game, go post up in a window, go chill somewhere in a comfy little cozy campy spot, and oh my, this will do all the work for you. So there's that one burst right there, and then even at a range, it doesn't move whatsoever. You could hold the trigger down so you don't have to continue to burst it. Like, again, it is probably the easiest weapon in this game to use, and it's also absolutely just dominant. Even at 100 meters, you're never participating in gunfights like this in multiplayer. Use a Maverick if you haven't yet already. Now, in my opinion, this is slowly creeping up to the #1 meta in the game. If it's not better than the Maverick, it is sure giving it a run for its money. We have the M34 NOVALINE. Now, I initially ran this just to reach Prestige 2 and reach Master Prestige for it, but after further usage, I have fallen in love with this thing, and I've seen other people use it against me. Yeah, it's pretty damn OP. So get your hands on it right now, because I want you to be early to this new meta. So starting off, we have the elo sight. Nothing too crazy to go in depth about because it's just what I've been running. I went ahead throwing the muzzle brake once again. So this is a 2-round burst marksman rifle, and this gives you first shot recoil control. And I'm gonna be honest, those 2 bursts, that first burst is all you need. It is usually a 1 burst kill, which is absolutely ridiculous. So having that first shot recoil control is really important because you need to make sure you're landing those shots. We also still get that vertical recoil control and that kick reset. So there's no reason to be missing any of your shots when throwing on the muzzle. For the barrel, I have on the long barrel. This gives you a bigger increase into those 1 burst kills. That damage range is just so important when it comes to this NOVALINE, and you're going to feel the power of it, especially in those long range engagements. For the magazine, you'd think you could do like the 30 round extended, right? No. Go with the 20 round flip mag. This 20 feels like a 40 to a 50 round extended mag. It really does. With how strong this is, you can get a lot out of a 20 round magazine, and with this reload quickness, it sometimes feels like you didn't even reload with how fast it is. And to round things off, because all you need is 5 attachments on on this is the quick draw grip. So again, this is categorized as a marksman. It's going to feel a little bit slower than an assault rifle. So to get it in line with the assault rifles, throw this on and the aimed on sight speed's pretty much matched pretty well with the ARs in the game. And this is all you need. We could bring it to the firing range. You're going to see just how absolutely disgusting this is. Burst, burst, burst. That is a one burst at 50 meters. Like, arguably this kills faster than the Maverick, but I know they're gonna eventually nerf that Maverick. When they do, have this thing ranked up, have these 5 attachments on, and can I land my shots on there? Okay, and this is 100 meters where I'm missing all my shots, and even when I do eventually land them, it's a 2 burst at 100 meters. It's better than the Maverick, I said it. And last but certainly not least, we have the DRAVEC 45. I include in all my top 5s. I honestly feel like a fraud if I don't, because this is something I use on a daily basis to either warm up or just get a quick little nuke, kind of drop 100. Like, I absolutely adore this thing. It's been feeling really, really good. No recoil, fantastic range. It's like the best SMG, and I use it all the time, so I have to include it in the top 5. Starting off with the compensator for the vertical recoil control, just makes it a lot more accurate, easier to land your shots with. For the barrel, we have on the long barrel, it gives it a boatload of damage range, making it killed really, really quick in those longer range engagements. You can even compete with some of the other ARs in this game. The range you get out of this SMG is genuinely ridiculous. For the rear grip, I like to throw on the mobile quick draw grip, something we had on our KOGOT 7. Again, the dive to fire, slide to fire, and that overall aimed on sight speed is just so important. So after you're done doing all those crazy stuff, your weapon's up and ready to go. Next, we have the stock. I like the ADS movement stock because of the strafing speed. You could take advantage of the broken rotational aim assist in Black Ops 7. Again, just being able to strafe really fast makes it harder for the enemies to land shots on you. This last attachment, you do have 2 options. I recently used the Pro build, and that gives you a little bit of a, decreased magazine down to a 30, but you do get reload quickness, aimed on sight, sprint to fire, so it makes it a little bit faster. Or you could do what I do no magazine and maintain that 36 round magazine to take out a lot of enemies that are having to reload, and do the recoil springs. This just furthers the overall accuracy of the weapon. And I'm gonna be honest, if you're missing shots with the recoil springs and the muzzle, that's a you problem. All right, I ain't gonna lie, but let's bring this thing to the firing range because this is all you need on it. And in my opinion, it's just the easiest SMG to use. It's super good. In my opinion, it's kind of boring with how good and easy it is to use. So if you're struggling out there, run this build, and I promise, I don't care how you play the game, I don't care who you are, how long you've been playing COD for, you could put this on and be completely okay. The fact that I can even participate at a 100-meter fight like this, blasphemy. It is absolutely disgusting. I'm able to even participate over there. But those are the 5 best loadouts in Black Ops 7, at least in my opinion, is what I've been running. Here's the rest of the loadout. None of this stuff ever changes. This is my go-to coda build. It's felt the best to me personally. I think it's the best secondary, very reliable. Field upgrade, gotta run the squad link with the command relay where it doubles your points. It just allows getting streaks even easier. Stim shots regenerate health, definitely saves your life quite a bit. I got C4s. These I have absolutely adored using. The super strong, that or the Semtexes with the high density explosive, very good lethals. My perks, I've been low-key running lightweight instead of gung-ho to get around the map a little bit quicker. Scavenger is like my staple for perk 2, so I can continue to use whatever weapon it is that I'm using. Perk 3 never changes. We got Looper, so I could re-earn multiple streaks in a life. When I do run perk read, whenever I'm not running gunfighter, I like to run vigilance. This allows my mini-map to be a little bit bigger, so when I have like a UAV or a harp up, I could see more. Or another great thing about this is you're immune to counter UAVs. So when someone calls in a con, doesn't affect you, you can still call in those UAVs or harps. But let me know what weapons you guys would have included in this top 5, ones I missed out on. What have you guys been using? But that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one, you guys. I'll stay safe, have a great day, and I'm out. Deuces.